You are the conductor of your train. You are the conductor of your train. You're responsible for who you let on and who gets off, how much baggage they bring, but you are responsible for your train. Yo, what is it? You already know what it is, man. This is your man, Levon. Just coming back one more again, man, on this Faith Over Fear Friday, you dig? Just coming to give y'all with a word, and I hope it blesses you today as it has blessed me. Remember, man, to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and also share this video on all your platforms, right? Really helps the channel to grow, and I appreciate it. So now let's get into the message. You know, whether you realize it or not, our lives is like a train, right? We have a head car, we have a body, and we have a caboose. And for those of you that have significant others that are married, most of the time you have two head trains. Either both are right at the front, or you have one head car at the front and one head car bringing up the rear. But we are a train, whether you realize it or not, right? And throughout our travels, right, we make stops along the way. You know, we pick up people in our lives, right? We entertain folks, we deal with folks, and a lot of times those folks that we deal with or we entertain or we pick up along the way, they have baggage. Depending on how much baggage they have, right? But most of the time they have some sort of baggage, right? But it's our job to let them on the train or not. Let me make sure I put that out there. And it's our job to ensure that the ride on this train is a comfortable ride as much as possible, right? That there's peace on the train. There's tranquility on the train. There's love on the train. You know, there's no strife and no arguing and no fighting and none of that. You know what I'm saying? The train ride is supposed to be enjoyable. Sometimes, you know, your train may go for days. Sometimes it may just go for a real short hop, skip, and a jump type ride. You dig? But the fact still remains that we are the conductors of our trains, and we're responsible for that train, right? We're responsible for the ride. We're responsible for how fast the train gets there or how slow. We're responsible for what we put into the train. You dig? What are you eating? What are you feeding yourself? Because just like a train has to be fed coal or, you know, whatever type fuel delivery system that they're using now on trains, but the train has to have fuel to go. Just like you, just like me. We got to be careful of what we're putting in our train. You dig? Because that's what's going to determine if the train goes fast, if it goes slow, if it's able to last a long time, or if it's breaking down and needs parts changed because of poor maintenance or lack of maintenance. You dig? What we need to realize is that everybody that gets on our train, okay, they're going somewhere and they're riding you to get there. Now, you don't have to let everybody on your train. Peep game. You do not have to let everyone on your train. You dig? You choose. You decide who gets on, who gets off. You know what I'm saying? People, well, I done bought a ticket. Okay, well, your ticket can be refunded. You feel me? Sometimes we need to learn to say no and not let somebody aboard because of their foul spirit, because of what they carrying, because of, you know, they've been on the train before and it seems to always be some kind of problem, some kind of drama. Sometimes we have to not let people on our train. Sometimes we got to pull off. And you know, if you wasn't there on time to get on that train, guess what? I'm not finna stop. I got places to do, I got things to see, I got people to meet, and I don't have time to be waiting on you because we're not operating on your time. This train is operating on its time. You dig? So sometimes we can't let everybody on our train, man. But we're still responsible for our train. We're responsible for the ride. We're responsible for the atmosphere. We're responsible for getting people from one place to another. Yes, again, people that come into our lives don't always come into our lives for good purposes or good reasons. They're just trying to use us to get from point A to point B. They're just trying to use us for our resources, for what we have. See, if they don't have a way to get there, then they'll use you to get there, right? But you got to let them on. And if you let them on, then you should know what their intended purposes are. You feel me? Because it's your train. So just wanted to come today and leave y'all with an encouraging word, man, and just let you know that, listen, don't fear letting people on your train, right? Because God has made you the train. God has made you the vehicle to be able to get people where they need to be in a safely and in a peaceful and a loving fashion, right? Hopefully with him at the forefront. But this is what God has done. He has us as a train. We are transporting people, whether you believe it or not. People are riding your train. So you need to be aware of who's on your train. You dig? But it's our job to make sure that our train is clean. Our train is ready to do what it's been assigned to do. That we're fueled up, you know, we have the resources we need to get from point A to point B. You know what I'm saying? Our train needs to be one that people can want to come and relax. Want to come and stretch their feet out. You know what I'm saying? Want to come because they always get something when they ride our train. They always see something they didn't see before. A different perspective, a different way, a different understanding. And every time they get off our train, they're at peace. The disposition is better. The whole attitude is better because they enjoyed the ride. They got something out of the ride. And they can depend on the ride. Are you a dependable train? Are you on time? You know what I'm saying? Do people got to worry when they ride your train? It's going to be a rough ride. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Regardless of the weather. What kind of train are you? Have you ever had to use public transportation and it was nasty? You know what I'm saying? Have you ever been on public transportation? You got on and it was nasty. It was gross. You know what I'm saying? Stuff wasn't clean. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of garbage everywhere. It smelled. You know what I'm saying? It hadn't looked like it's been maintained. You ever been in that situation? Right? The same way with us, right? We want to keep our train clean. We want to make sure it's serviced. We want to make sure ain't no trash in it. Ain't no, nothing bad and dead in it that's stinking and reeking. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that it's pleasant and it's peaceful and it's inviting. You know what I'm saying? It smells good. It looks good. You know what I'm saying? We want people to be able to get on our train and be comfortable. They can trust when they get on the train that it's going to be an enjoyable ride. The train is going to be clean and smelling good. You can rest in it. That's the kind of transportation that you want to drive. I mean, that you want to be riding on and spending, portions of your day on. To make sure that it's, it's good to go. You don't want to have to get on something and scared to sit down and can't let your hair down and be uncomfortable because it's an uncomfortable environment. Is your environment comfortable? Message. Yeah, I can remember taking the train, when I lived in Central California. I had to take the train when I lived in Central California to Northern California. And, I'd be out there at the train stop, waiting, you know what I'm saying? And just anticipating for the train to get there because, I'd be ready to go. And I'm a real stickler for time. I hate being late for anything. Okay, job related or not, that's just a pet peeve with me. I hate being late. So I would always make sure I was always early at the train station, before, at least 30 minutes. At least 30 minutes. Because they'll say they come in a certain time and then, the train don't be on time or the train be early. You know what I'm saying? You get there like 2 minutes before the train's supposed to be, but the train is already gone. The train had already showed up 10 minutes ago. So knowing that their times were always kind of wacky, not always on exact time, I would always give myself a lot of time to get there. But anyway, I get on the train would come, you see it coming and it's letting you know it's coming. You dig? So you can see there's an anticipation. You can see it approaching. Message. Right? So as I see the train coming and it's getting closer and, I'm ready to get my stuff together so I can get ready to board. And then the train pulls up, stops, the doors open. You know what I'm saying? You step on the train and, the first thing you do is you have bags. You'll put your bags down wherever the bags go. Then you go to find you a seat to sit in. So I would always put my bags down. I always had like at least a suitcase. Put my bag down, then I would go find me somewhere to sit. Most of the time, I would try to sit upstairs if it was a two-story car. I like sitting upstairs at a window seat and looking out the view and things like that. But if it wasn't a two-story car, just a single car, then I would go find my seat. Again, preferably a window seat. As the first thing I do is I step foot on a train. My first foot that goes on the train when I go through the door, I'm looking. Just instinctively, I'm looking around. I'm looking to see if it's clean. I'm looking to see if it smells. I'm looking to see who's all on board. What kind of luggage there is. Is it luggage? Is it carry-on? Is it like just plastic bags? I've seen that too. I'm looking. As I'm walking and getting on and boarding and doing what I do, I'm still have a sense of perception. That's important. So, find my seat, sit down. I might have my laptop or my phone or a crossword book or something like that to keep my mind, sit down and look forward to enjoying the ride, depending on what I saw initially. Because if I saw a bunch of BS, then my ride is probably not going to be as pleasant and as great as it could have been if things would have been pristine. You dig? Or at least decent in order. So I'd ride a train, and sometimes the train ride would get there like, 40 minutes, which is pretty quick. But then other times, it might take like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes. And it would be dragged out. It seemed like the train would just be going slow for no reason. So most of the time though, my train rides were pleasant and they were enjoyable. And this is how our lives should be. You dig? When people are riding that train, it should be pleasant and enjoyable. They should be able to look around and be pleased. They shouldn't be grossed out. They shouldn't look around and wonder if they should take the next train. They shouldn't get on the train and the train doesn't have a pleasant odor. You know what I'm saying? The aura is not pleasant. No. So, When people see your train coming and there's an anticipation about you coming, there should be an anticipation about you coming, because when you come, you bring peace, you bring joy, you bring sincerity. You know what I'm saying? There should be an anticipation. When they see you coming, it should be good thoughts like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good train ride. Or, oh yeah, I know I'm going to learn something today. Or I know I'm going to get some kind of, some love, some kind of sincerity, some kind of encouragement. When they see you coming. You dig? That's how it should be when they see us coming. Isaiah 40:31 talks about mounting up on wings of eagles, right? Talks about running and not getting weary, and it talks about walking and not fainting. This is what a train does, okay? Whether the train is moving fast or is moving slow. But this is what a train does. A train moves, right? It mounts up on wings of eagles. It runs and it doesn't get weary. And when it slows down, it'll walk and not faint. This is how we are to be. We're to be like that person that mounts up on wings of eagles, that we can run and not get weary, and that we can walk and not faint. This is our train, y'all. You dig? How is your train operating this morning? You pull up and people, you know, get ready to get on your train. Are they reluctant? Are they like, no, it seemed like homeboy got a bad attitude today. I'm gonna leave him alone. I think I'll wait for the next ride. You know what I'm saying? Did you pull up with a sourpuss face and seeming like, you know, you're not there, you know? Do you have this look upon you like God is not with you, you know? All that matters when people are talking about riding your train. Yo, the bottom line is this. You're gonna be a train. I'm gonna be a train. Let's just be the best train that we can be, that people want to ride. You dig? This is your man Levon. This has been your Faith Over Fear Friday. Please remember to share this video, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you're always notified whenever I upload content. Your man Levon, I'm out. Leave in the comments down below what you're exercising your faith in this Faith Over Fear Friday. One love.